St Helens or Wigan will be just 80 minutes away from meeting York Valkyrie in the Betfred Women's Super League Grand Final next month. We kick off here for semi-final number 2 at the Totally Wicked Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Well, here at the Totally Wicked Stadium in St Helens, it has been a historic day for women's sport. Earlier in the WSL, Liverpool played Leicester. Right here, it was a draw. We've been watching the football pitch revert back into one fit for rugby league. And now it is all systems go for this second semi-final in the Women's Betfred Super League. And St Helens boss Maddie Smith has been talking up this monumental occasion for women's sport all week. He and his side arrived here ready for knockout rugby league. Faye Gaskin's class in 2024 has been rewarded with a nomination for Woman of Steel. The halfback retires at season's end and is desperate to go out a winner. To achieve that, St Helens must beat their arch rivals, the Wigan Warriors, who have shown exactly what they are made of under club legend Dennis Betts. He has transformed this team into a top 4 side who can beat anyone on their day. Yes, hello, good evening. Welcome back to the Totally Wicked Stadium. Alongside me, John Wilkin, and Leeds Rhinos injured player Caitlin Beavers. We will no doubt reflect on that first semi-final after this second semi-final here today, John, that sees St Helens, the dominant St Helens, take on the Wigan Warriors. Saints already won the League Leaders' Shield this year. They're the Challenge Cup holders. They go into this one as firm favourites. Yeah, just one defeat all year. That tells you everything. I think Matty Smith has done a splendid job. He's got an experienced team, a settled team. And there's a real contrast there, isn't there? How settled and experienced St Helens are in contrast to Wigan, who are youthful and dynamic and different. And Dennis Betts has done a wonderful job creating an identity for Wigan Warriors women, that they're proud to play for the club and they have a strong identity. Well, the St Helens team, Faye Gaskin laying down the law here. Look at the form they've been in. They've been untouchable. My only issue with this, the form, is that they've not played any of the big clubs in any of those games since round 10. So 5 weeks since they played a big game. So are they going to be able to get up to the intensity of a semi-final? That's the question. Caitlin, are you concerned? If you were Maddie Smith, would you be concerned by that?
I don't think so. Saints have played together long enough to know what they're capable of. I don't think that they'll come into this with any complacency. They've watched Wigan numerous times. They'll know what to expect.
Well, the Wigan Warriors in 2024 have been a new side, and that is mainly because of their head coach, Dennis Betts, who took over at the start of this season. Earlier this week, we sent our very own Courtney Winfield-Hill inside their camp.
The Wigan Warriors women have made great strides this season, both on and off the pitch. And ahead of their women's semi-final, they've granted us exclusive access to their training facility.
The beauty about being with the girls, well, is that they love it. And it took me back to when I first started coaching. I'm coaching Wigan's under-18s, sitting in with their academy players. Those kids that all they wanted to do was be a rugby player. And I walked into this room again after coaching for 25 years, coaching Super League, coaching internationally, and I got that feeling in my stomach again. We're like, this is brilliant. They actually love what they're trying to do, and they're not getting paid, they're not doing it, they're taking lots of time out of their lives, and they can't wait to be here, they want to get better, and it sort of put a bit of a fire in me as well, so I was really enjoying that aspect of coaching again. But we just got going. It's like a little bit of, it's a forming thing. We're just trying to get together, we're trying to understand each other. It took me a couple of months to get all the girls' names, to build some trust and understanding that I'm there to support them. One of the first things I said to them all is that what most coaches don't get and what most players don't get is, I work for you, you don't work for me. I'm here to help you get better. What you've got to do is take that understanding, take that knowledge and apply it. That's what my role is. My role is to support you. You've got to ask a question. I've got to see ways of developing you and offer you the opportunity to take that.
Rose helping it on as well, through the hands, and a goal for the line from Davis.
Anna shocked me when she said she only scored 9 tries last year. I said she could score. She scores 9 tries in a training session. Nowadays it's that kind of. So I was surprised that she hadn't found that little bit of rhythm that she's found last year, because she's still got the same ability. It was just getting the ball to her, giving her an understanding of where she needs to be and how she needs to get on the ball. So I'm proud of what they've learned. I'm proud of that they've took notice and they want to get better. That's what I'm proud of most.
it's Dennis's coaching, just instilling that confidence, like I said, in me being able to do my role. So I'm not anxious on the pitch, like I know what I'm doing, and I know Dennis has trusted me to do that, so that's massive. But also, like, it's a team as a whole. You don't go from 9 to 22 on your own. Like, my job is to finish those tries, but it happens because the rest of the girls are doing their jobs as well. Does that make sense? So it's like an accolade for the team as well, I think. Yeah, putting me in those positions to be able to score. Trajectory for Wigan is going up. These players, they're going to grow together as a team, and they're going to learn together, and I think that just sets us in the best place. And the investment as well of the club, the new facilities, and I think the whole club's changed its mindset, and that's then leading it all, because it can't just be the women's team changing, it's got to be the whole club, and that's definitely happening at Wigan. So yeah, it's exciting.
One other person, you mentioned it's never one person, but there is one big influential factor, and that's your captain, Vicky Molyneux. Talk to me about her style of leadership and what she brings to the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm 29, and I still say, you know, when I grow up, I want to be like Vicky Molyneux. And I think that's everyone in the team, because she's the type of leader who leads from the front. And if you've ever played with Vic, you know, she's the only person who can turn to you and say, I'm doing absolutely everything, and I'm pouring my heart into this. You need to do the same, because you see her do it. Nobody works harder than Vic Moll on the pitch, and it's that type of leadership that means, like, when she says something, you listen. And I think that's it. You need her on the pitch for that. Her voice and just the way that she goes, come with me, and we do.
Come on, girls. Come on. Hook her up, Grace. Alex, I'm with you. Got me here. Got me here. Nice, Jade. Go, go, go. Right, go Sarah, go back, go back. Nice, Eva. I'll go left, I'll go left. Get me in, get me in, get me in. Go back. No, I'll stay. So there you have it, an incredible insight into the Wigan Warriors women's program. No doubt they're going to soar into the future, but for right now, there's a trophy that could be lifted in 2024.
Dennis Bett's #1 goal in 2024 was for them to close the gap with that top 3. Caitlin, he's certainly done that.
Yeah, he's influenced the girls massively, but not just on the field. Like Anna mentioned, off the field they are making big changes to be able to accommodate for the women's team and make sure that they are successfully participating in the top 4 frequently. It's only taken him a season to do what he's done, and I'm really excited to see the next couple of years.
Okay, let's head down at pitch side, where just a short while ago Danica Preen caught up with both coaches.
Dennis, nominated for Coach of the Year, congratulations. But how has it been in the Women's Super League coaching women this season?
It's been fantastic. I've loved every second of it. I think, as a coach, what you want is you want to turn up at work and you want them to want to get better. And every time I turn up, there's been like 20, 30 girls there, and every single one of them has wanted to get better. That's the joy of being a coach. In that environment, you're not forcing anything. Every single one of them has been a joy this year.
A learning curve at all, though?
I learn every day, yeah. I've been doing this 26 years now, and it's been, every single day has been something different. And when you're coaching 30 girls, every single day is a little bit different, let me tell you.
So a huge task today, a huge occasion, missing Eva Hunter. Is that a big blow for the team? Oh,
it's a massive blow, yeah. She's been one of our form players over the last 5-6 games. She's an international player, definitely this year. That's how important she's been to us. Line breaks, defensively, and she's been outstanding. But that's the nature of the beast. You just got to get on with it. There's somebody going to fill her spot, going to do a good job. I might say the Saints have been the best side all year. That the league leaders, Matty's done a fantastic job. They've got probably a couple of girls that could have been up for Women of Steel this year in that group. Like I say, I was surprised that Jodie wasn't in there as well. I thought she's been absolutely outstanding all year this year. So it's a big task from us, but this is a local derby. That's what the girls are loving. They're loving the fact that we're coming here. It's at St Helens, and we've got a chance of taking something away from them that they've worked so hard for.
Matty, huge congratulations, nominated for Coach of the Year. How fantastic has that been for you?
Yeah, I suppose it's up there, you know. But I think, you know, what the team are doing is special, and you know, it's got to be all about them. And you know, we've come away with the Challenge Cup again, you know, back to back, and obviously picked the League Leaders Shield up a couple of weeks ago, and now the focus turns to the Super League, you know, and it's an important game tonight, obviously.
You've just mentioned it. You've walked away league leaders the other week. Fantastic achievement for you. How's it been then just to focus on today and not think of that treble?
I think the team focus on game by game. I know it's the old cliche, but they have done. And you know, it's hard when you're playing week on week. You know, you've just got to keep going and keep concentrating on yourself and what you're doing and the improvements you can make in week by week. So, and we've tried to do that, and we've been consistent in doing that. But what the team have got is they've got buy-in to all them little things. They're working hard for each other, and the 1% we call them. And you lay your game on that, don't you? And you set that platform out, and you can play some rugby off the back of it. So, that's what we've done all year, and that's what we'll look to do tonight.
All the best today, Matty. Go well.
Yeah, Maddie Smith, head coach of St Helens, Wigan Warriors boss Dennis Betts, and a big congratulations to Barrow Raiders head coach Amanda Wilkinson. The three of them contenders for Coach of the Year. Worthy contenders, John.
Yeah, without doubt. I think we spoke at length already about Dennis, the influence that he's had. Amanda Wilkinson doing some great work up in Cumbria with Women's Rugby League. But I want to talk about Matty Smith, and I think when you talk about coach and coach of the year, it's always difficult when you get to the awards ceremony and the person that's won the league, the Challenge Cup and the grand final isn't the coach of the year. So I'm just thankful that the Man of Steel Awards are 2 days after the women's grand final, and should Matty pick that up, you would hope that he would get coach of the year for the simple
fact. It's also important to remind viewers that you used to play with Maddie Smith too.
Yeah, but it's nothing. But it is nothing to do with that. I sometimes think when we talk about coach of the year, we give it to the most improved coach of the year, or the coaches that had the most influence on his team. Sport is binary. You win or you lose, and in a game where winning or losing is how it's defined whether you're a success or not, Matty Smith is the only coach that's had any success this year. Dennis has done a great job. Amanda's done a great job, but Matty's been successful.
Caitlin, do you agree with what he's saying?
I think it's perspective, isn't it? Like you said, if it's on success,
nepotism, whatever you want to call it.
It is perspective. I don't agree or disagree with you. I think in terms of it depends on which people look at the sport and think. You cannot acknowledge the efforts that Dennis has done behind the scenes where he's got the girls, because the step between the last season and where Wigan were in comparison to the top 3 was absolutely huge, and now he's got them to the point where they're contesting, they're in the semi-finals, and today it could be a change of events which would never have been the case before. But Matty Smith has got a very well seasoned side, and they're getting really well done this year.
Yeah, and if you talk about coaching, well, I think a great coach would look at how you've played recently and look for improvement. And if you talk about Wigan, if there's something they need to improve on from the game against Leeds, it's errors. They play an expansive game and they love to move the ball around because they're light in the middle, but they have to be clinical.
So
and
today that's where they need to sharpen up.
Yeah, without doubt. They must be better in this area. They cannot concede possession and turn possession over so simply. And I applaud them for moving the ball. But in wet conditions, getting close to grand final night, Caitlin, you know as much as anybody, you need to retain possession.
Yeah, look, we play summer rugby, and we haven't seen Wigan play in the conditions that are being played in today. It'd be interesting to see how they cope with keeping the ball, keeping possession, and just mowing over the top, because Saints have a really big pack. So if that's the plan today, I don't think they'll win. They can still play expansive, but rely on their strengths.
Something I think important to mention here with that Wigan Warriors side, Eva Hunter is not playing. She's been given a one-game ban, but what's interesting about this is she was actually, it's from an incident from round 13 a couple of weeks ago. But she's missing out on this game as opposed to the final game of the regular season because something, John, I know you're passionate about.
Well, it's just a shambles. It's a joke.
The disciplinary...
it's too close to the game day for women. So they get banned for something they've done in a previous week. Now, that is ludicrous. It's crazy. We had Kira Bennett miss the Challenge Cup final because of it.
I think just to be clear as well, we're not disagreeing with the ban at all. It's just the process behind it.
Yeah, but it's lacking thought. And in a sport that wants to say we put the women's game at the forefront of our thoughts and we want to push it and promote it, this is something that's slipped through the net. It's not acceptable. It's just not acceptable for me.
Like you said, you want to put the women on the same platform as the men, but treating us as the championship rules in terms of the tribune rules and stuff like that. We want to be playing, and we want to be playing frequently, but when we've got to wait a week before a ban gets distributed, it already puts us behind. It already puts the game behind.
And the tragic thing is, Eva Hunter's been one of the stars. What an exceptional line running back row she is.
Huge loss.
We should be watching her in the semi-final. We should be talking about her being banned for something that happened weeks ago.
Something as well, Kira Bennett missed out on the Challenge Cup final. We're going to leave this. I'm sure that it's something that we will revisit shortly. But let's just take a closer look at the two sides. Caitlin, you've picked out the two wingers for this one. Keep a close eye on these two. I mean, look at that. Match odds. St Helens are firm favourites. With that in mind, Caitlin, what is Dennis Betts saying to his players?
Again, same as what I said for Leeds, you've got to complete, you've got to retain possession. If they want to win this battle, they need to make sure they keep hold of the ball.
Leah Burke and Anna Davies, though, John, have been outstanding.
Yeah, try scorers, athletes, able to finish. And it may be different to the first semi-final we've watched. I think it might be speed, might be the difference between these two sides. Anna Davies has got it in abundance. There's a number of players in the St Helens team that have got it in abundance. But it's experience versus naivety. It's Matty Smith versus Dennis Betts, coaches of the year, 4th versus 3rd. How exciting. So
exciting. It is moments away. So let's get over to our commentators, Tara Jane Stanley and Stuart Pike.
Thank you, Jenna. Really looking forward to this. The golden ticket to the grand final is 80 minutes away. If St Helens win, it will be here against York on Sunday, October the 6th. If Wigan can pull off one of the upsets of the season, York will host the final against the Warriors. So all to play for. We're about to get underway. Saint justifiably big favourites, but spoke to Dennis Betts yesterday, and all he was concerned about was giving it a go. They are going to have a real go, and that's what you would expect from a Dennis Betts side. John Wilkin talked about the fact that they like to play, and they will play. And you know, Tara Jane, that when it comes down to it, what you'll get is real effort and determination from this Wigan side.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what Dennis Betts has brought in this season. He's managed to unleash some players' superpower, which I think is something that's incredible to do as a coach. We've got Anna Davies who's scoring tries, Isabel Rose who's commanding, but I feel like she's commanding naturally and not with the awe of having to be loud and luring.
Well, there's the offload straight away and a chance. This is brilliant for Wigan. There goes. Izzy Rowe, one of the teenage halfbacks who's been sensational. Rowe and Fubister, but interception, and that was the chance that they wanted. Brilliant break initially by Izzy Rowe, the interception from Erin Stott, but Wigan had a great chance to strike first.
I can't believe it's 1 minute and 14 seconds into the game. We've already had a break from Wigan and then an interception from St Helens, but I think that shows how entertaining this game's going to be.
One thing I'm really having to look forward to is Izzy Rowe and Jenna Fubis. They're both 17 years of age, the teenage halfbacks that Dennis Betts has had no hesitation in throwing them into this side. Here is Channy Crowell for St Helens, first time with ball in hand, but you can't help but feel that was a real missed opportunity for the Wigan Warriors. If they are going to trouble St Helens, they're going to have to take every chance that comes their way. Jodie Cunningham, the Saints captain, stopped just inside the Wigan half of the field. And there goes the kick from Faye Gaskin. It's a good one. And here is Banks.
Yeah, Grace Banks is another that you can't give a clear field in front of her because she'll absolutely exploit it. So it was good there for St Helens to cut that down.
Well, as a fullback, you'll know. I mean, we're having a look at two of the best in the business. Grace Banks and, to a certain extent, Berry Salihi as Saints have come from nowhere. Salihi, of course, she had a couple of years, didn't she, at Wigan, because she couldn't get into the Saints side. But both have been terrific this year.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and they're both very different players, but to the systems play very similar. Berry is fitted in absolutely fabulous, playing off the back line, and I know Jodie comes out the back line as well, so that works really well. And then you've got Grace Banks. Last week she was fabulous. She was running past some really, really strong players and gaining an advantage, which is something that you want from your fullback.
Good yardage from Rachel Thompson inside the St Helens half. And it goes back to young Fubister. Kick downfield. Not read well there by Leah Burke. Bounces over the Saints winger. You don't want to give her a chance to run. That was a good A good kick and chase from the Wigan Warriors. They looked up for this. To say, speaking to Dennis Betts, they were actually laughing at the odds of Saints being 10-1 on. We shall see. All the pressure is on St Helens because they're expected to do well. They're expected to perform. They're expected to win. Woozy it was who was brought down. Tara Jones feeds Chantal Kroll. Big part of all the success that St Helens have enjoyed. Matty Smith, who's already won the League Leaders' Shield, already won the Challenge Cup at Wembley. Yet again, 2 years running, they've won at Wembley. They've won the Challenge Cup 4 consecutive years, Saints, haven't they? Set restart, and she's away. It's Vicky Whitfield. Fantastic power from Whitfield. Still going, Vicky Whitfield. Brilliant tackle in the end from Grace Banks to bring Whitfield down. The outstanding prop forward in the competition. Nearly scored a stunning try, but Saints have numbers, and it's spilled, and it's picked up by Anna Davis. And Wigan survived, and we've had chances at both ends. 5 minutes gone, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah, I think it was lucky there that St Helens managed to grab Anna because she's seen clear field. Yeah, it was a fantastic tackle from Berry, going from offence to defence really quickly.
What a tackle it was initially from Grace Banks. It looked for all the world as if that was going to be a fabulous try from Vicky Whitfield. 70th appearance for St Helens tonight, the England international, and she has been at the beating heart of everything that Saints have done in the last 4 or 5 years. But Wigan back in possession.
Is that Vic Molyneux down?
Yeah.
She caught her finger in the eye or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here is Fisher.
It'd take a lot to take Vic Moll off the field in a game like this.
Vicky Molyneux, Hall of Famer. One of the greats of our game, and that's a penalty. Through the ball in the tackle. I think Jodie Cunningham was penalised. It was Alice Fisher who was brought down. Or should I say RAF Sergeant Alice Fisher. That's her day job, but yeah, Jodie Cunningham penalised, and Wigan now with a great chance. Izzy Rowe with a kick to touch, and they have matched Saints step for step in these early stages.
It's really important that Wigan take these opportunities, because if it goes on how dominant St Helens have been, they may not get a lot of opportunities down here, so it's really important that they're clinical down here.
Wigan haven't won here since 2018, but they've got another set to go with. And here is Alice Fisher. They're 15 yards out from the St Helens line. Dennis Betts getting vocal on the touchline. Charging run from Holly Speakman. 40 years of age, Holly Speakman, but still an ever-present, still giving it a real go and making a big impression. Fubister and Rowe and Banks, they're going to be the dangerous three in the line for Wigan.
Hold, go.
Ball comes back again for Whitfield. Rowe tries to go through the gap, as close as Wigan has come.
Hold.
Right in front of the post. Still a couple of tackles left for the Warriors. Back it goes, it'll chip towards the corner. In the end, it had to be put back by Phoebe Hook, and it will be a goal line dropout. I'll tell you what, if Dennis Betts would have wanted pretty much the perfect start, this is it. The only thing that has been lacking is points, but Wigan have been the better side. 8 minutes gone, still 0-0, but they're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm not going to lie, I expected this from Wigan. I'd have been disappointed if I didn't see it. If we look at previous games, they've come out fighting, and they've definitely wearing the heart on the sleeve, and it's just about finding that balance. I found when they played Leeds that they did chance their arm, but maybe a little bit too much, and that's where they've just got them leaders have got to step up and just calm them down.
Here is Fisher. Another big set on the St Helens line. And Whitfield again. They switch the play. Speakman and Fisher.
Hold.
Harris Marsh at dummy half. There's a kick through. A little bit too much on that there from Izzy Rowe. Another chance gone. St Helens defending well. But Wigan will feel they probably should have come up with something for the pressure that they've had. 9 minutes gone, still 0-0. And if anything, for me, St Helens looking a little nervy, a little edgy.
Yeah, I think they are, and as you mentioned earlier, the pressure is on them. Wigan have come into this game as underdogs, and they're absolutely just going to thrive off that, and they have in previous games. And obviously playing against them, they do start out really, really quickly, and you sort of chasing the speed of the game. So, as I say, I expected this from Wigan, and St Helens are looking a little weary.
Yeah, they will feel the heat because they are expected to win. They are expected to host the grand final here in a couple of weeks. Here's the Super League superwoman Jodie Cunningham, one of the best to ever play the sport in this country. The run from Vicky Whitfield, who nearly scored a sensational try just a few moments ago. Tara Jones, Saints leading appearance. Tara Jones, 92 games for St Helens, the hooker. Back it goes for Faye Gaskin, another one nominated for Woman of Steel. Anna Davis under it, fumbles the ball and then manages to pick it up as well. It went backwards. Under pressure it was from Leah Burke. Bit of luck there for Wigan. But Anna Davis doing what she needed to do, and that is getting possession.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've got two great kickers on either side. Isabel Rowe at Wigan, and obviously Faye Gaskin, as you mentioned, nomination for Woman of Steel, and I do believe that is how she can. She's a contributing factor to a nomination. Would be how she can control a game through her kicks, and I believe that was a great kick. But a great kick is only as good as its chase, and that was a phenomenal chase from Leah Burke there.
Well, Faye Gaskin looking to go out on a high, retiring at the end of the season. Last tackle for Wigan, pinned back inside their own half of the field. And it goes back to 17-year-old Rowe. Good take, though, by Berry Salihi, the Saints fullback. A St Helens girl, actually. Her mum and dad are huge St Helens fans, lives in Newton. She left the club as a 16-year-old to go and play for Wigan because the Saints squad was so strong that she couldn't get a game. But Saints bringing her back. They, without a doubt, Matthew Smith was saying they realise the talent they have in young Berry Salihi.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, if you look at previous years, I think that's definitely something, a position, you do say the squad was strong in, but I think the fullback position is definitely something that they needed a consistent player in there, and Berry Salihi has stood in, and we have to mention that obviously Berry did used to play for Wigan, and she has got that. And last year when she last time when she played at Wigan, her and Grace worked really well together, so they'll know each other's game, and I definitely think that's something that they've been speaking about pre-match.
So speaketh the fullback.
Absolutely.
Paige Travis brought down. Good field position for Saints. They've survived a Wigan wave in the opening stages. And that was well taken by Burke. It was a looping pass. It was a really difficult pass to take from Jodie Cunningham. And here is Cunningham, the captain. Little short pass for Paige Travis. Another England international. Travis brought down 6 or 7 yards away from the line. Gaskin with a little kick. Comes off the post. And it's shadowed behind in the end by Elise Derbyshire, who was taking no chances at all. I think it came off a knee, didn't it? So it'll be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, and you can see that Isabel Rowe obviously put the ball dead previously, and there was the same amount of power put through that kick, but it was just the angle at which she kicked it, which meant that it almost done a backwards C. It came back on itself, and that's why the Wigan player had to take it out.
If you are just joining us, York Valkyrie are in the Super League Grand Final, defending champions. They held off a Leeds fight back at Headingley to win by 12 points to 10. They await the winners, live and exclusive on Sky Sports Rugby League. Week on Sunday, 2 weeks today, the 6th of October. Saints win, the grand final will be here. If Wigan win, it'll be in York. And Saints are coming forward now. Gaskin with a dummy, does well, but a terrific tackle.
Yeah, St Helens are having a lot of luck down that short side. They've noticed that on 2 occasions now.
The discipline at the minute, Tara Jane, is costing Wigan. I think it's the 3rd set restart that Saints have had already in this game. You can't do that against a team that's only lost once all season, and a chance for the line. Emily Rudge goes underneath the post, and as Emily Rudge given St Helens the lead, 14 minutes in, try given on the field by referee Luke Bland, but the video referee Aaron Moore will have the final call.
So it's tackle one, and we have an on-field decision of a try. So we're just going in on the grounding on this. So we'll go nice and slow, please, on this angle. Just in possession of the ball here. Just go back on that, please. Still in possession of the ball. The ball looks to be grounded there. Have we got any other angles on that to give us anything more? So we don't seem to see the ball on this angle. Have we got any others? Because I want to exhaust all the angles just to go through it. So this will tell us more. So you can see a left arm is on the ball there if we play it through. It's still on the ball, and it looks to be grounded. If we just go back to the first angle, please. So you can see she's in possession of the ball here. Play it through. And the ball is grounded. Seen all I need.
Well, there we go. Aaron Moore, the video referee, has made his decision, and with 14 minutes on the clock, it looks like Wigan's indiscipline has cost them, and that the former England captain Emily Rudge has given St Helens the lead, 4-0, and Rudge it is with the try.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely worth mentioning Jodie Cunningham's impact on how direct that St Helens are. 2 tackles before that, she noticed that there was a wide 4, which means that if she went on the open side, and that's where Faye managed to get that push through, and then obviously they built on it through that, and fantastic ball to Emily Rudge. And if you're going to put Emily Rudge that close to the try line, she's going to do absolutely everything to make sure that she gets over it.
You've got to say, though, that Wigan contributed to their own downfall there, because in that set that Saints had inside the Wigan half, they gave away 2 set restarts, and you can't afford to do that against St Helens. Right in front of the post then, Faye Gaskin, Super League's top point scorer this season, adds her 66th goal, and that's 156 points.
Yeah, and you mentioned there about the set restarts, and you can't afford to do that against St Helens, but you can't really afford to do it against any of the top 4 sides. Yeah, so that's a brilliant, as I say, brilliant ball from Zoe, putting someone on the unders just to make sure that it keeps the defence honest, and then that flat ball to Emily Rudge, and as I say, you put Emily Rudge that close against the try line, she's going to go over it.
Stay on, time it!
Yeah, former Saints captain, former England captain. Yeah, well taken by Zoe Harris from the kickoff.
All the way, come on, take a step, Holly. Go.
Crunching tackle. Here is the try scorer Rudge for St Helens. Wigan have had their chances. The break early on from Izzy Rowe, and they had 2 back-to-back sets on the Saints line. Here's the powerful Tammy Kroll. Played for England, now because of parentage, plays for Canada as well. Very proud to do so as well, carrying the flag for the game in North America. Here is Tara Jones. Gaskin just manages to hang on. Good tackle by Rowe. And back it comes to Harris. She put a little chip and charge there, and well taken. Good positioning from Grace Banks. I reckon she's one of the quickest in Super League, Grace Banks. Even quicker than you.
I tell you what.
At the moment,
she definitely is at the moment, but no, I've played against her and she is phenomenally fast, like dangerously fast, and that's why I mentioned you can't put her, Anna Davis, you can't put any space in front of them because they'll absolutely eat it up.
Hold!
Tara James Stanley, former Woman of Steel, York fullback. with us this evening here at the TW Stadium. The reason she wasn't playing for York today is that a month or so ago she did her ACL. She's going to be having surgery next month and won't be playing again till next summer, so we wish her all the best. Here is Davis now. She has pace to burn. Anna Davis, support inside. This is brilliant from Wigan. And again, the ball goes to Fubiston. Can they get it out? Fubiston for the line, still going. That's a fantastic try for the Wigan Warriors. Gemma Fubiston rounding off one of the tries of the season, started by Anna Davis. We talked about pace. Anna Davis has it. And how? Brilliant try, set up by Davis and finished by 17-year-old Gemma Fubiston. She's hurt behind the post, and that would be a real shame.
Yeah, there's absolutely, there's no other team that could score a try like that. That is the epitome of what Wigan have been like this season, and that's why they're so dangerous to play against. They support, they want it, they want to play rugby, they want to be there for each other. And if you just look, held up Leah Burt, which released Anna, and then just that ball on the inside to Georgia Wilson. Support there again, and she backed herself, and that's absolutely phenomenal. She didn't force the pass. She's seen that there was nobody supporting at that moment, and Fubiston just went in, and yeah, she looks like she's caught a bit of a knock there.
She
but
still
yeah,
had
well
a lot
worth
to
it.
do, didn't she, young Gemma Fubiston? She really did. Wilson, and there is Fubiston. And look, the dummy beat one, beat two, beat another. There were three women around her, and she still managed to ground the ball. And here is Izzy Rhodes to give us a level game in this semi-final. Saints strike first, and Wigan strike Saints straight back, but that's a bad miss. That's a poor miss from Rhodes. That may come back to hurt Wigan later. We shall see. Saints maintain the lead. What a fabulous try.
Yeah, and I have to say, Georgia Wilson here holding up Leah Burke, making sure that she was direct at the line. She squared up, released Anna, support on the inside from Fubiston, and then again and this is the difference. I'd be worried if I was Saints, because the difference between this and the Wigan that we saw against Leeds was that ball would have been forced last week, and it hasn't. And yeah, Wigan are definitely up for this.
That took some scoring though.
Yeah, absolutely. She had a lot to do, and she did it.
She's played a handful of games, 17 years of age. But Dennis Betts, as I mentioned earlier, he had no hesitation in putting both Rowe and Fubiston in the side and saying, get on with it. You're going to be our halfbacks for the season. Go and enjoy yourself. Go and have fun and go and learn. And I think the way that is that a mistake? It could well be a mistake. But Jay Gregory, yeah, just lost the ball as she was getting up, and that's what we said that Wigan can't afford to do, discipline and errors. But on the first set, after scoring a try and getting back in the game, the error will give Saints possession back. 20 minutes gone, and it's been a terrific semi-final. But look at the celebrations. Just for a mistake, that's how much it means to Jodie Cunningham and co. in the Red V for St Helens, but they have met their match so far tonight with this Wigan side.
Yeah, absolutely, and Wigan can't afford to make errors there, but the way that they're playing at the moment, they need to front up, they need to defend hard, and they also need to watch that switch, because St Helens are great at playing long and switching to either side of the field, so as long as they can keep up with that, they'll defend them well here.
Here is Jodie Cunningham, little short pass for Kroll. 20 yards out from the Wigan try line. Saints leading by 6 points to 4. Great tackle.
Great read.
Brilliant hit from Thompson on Cunningham. What a tackle that was. Here is Tara Jones. Of course, a referee, also a Super League touch judge, Tara Jones, in her spare time, if she has much. I don't think she does. Gaskin now towards the corner. Davis goes up forward and takes it really well. It's one of those nights at the moment that everything's going right for Anna Davis. She's taken everything that's been thrown at her in the air and then created that try. Now Wigan have got a penalty as well.
Yeah, you've got two of the best contending in the air there in Anna Davis and Leah Burke, and this time Anna came out on top, and thankfully she did.
Terrific semi-final. Should be 6-all It really should. It was a poor miss. The kick from virtually in front of the post by Izzy Rowe, who has been excellent with the boot.
Come on.
Yeah,
most
absolutely.
of the season.
And I think Dennis at half-time might just say to her, listen, just take your time. We're in a really, really highly pressured game here, and people will want you to take your time. And for us, a goal kicker, that's the main thing. Is just obviously it's a closed skill in comparison to how that try was set up, and she's just got to take her time really and just execute the skill.
Georgia Wilson it was with the run. Here is legend that is Vicky Mulligan, legend in Wigan, but also for the women's game in this country. Here is Jay Gregory. Be careful getting up, playing the ball this time. Just shy of halfway, Wigan. 2 tackles left in this set. Trailing by 2 in what's been a thrilling semi-final so far.
Fight! Move! Get this line!
They have given it absolutely everything.
She's trapped!
Eventually, Mary Coleman will get up and play the ball, but it is the last tackle. It goes back to Izzy Rowe. Kick upfield.
Brilliant kick.
Yeah, great kick. Allowed to bounce by both Salihi and Phoebe Cook, but the fullback has met the full force there of Whitfield and Molly Jones. Terrific chase, and they have been inspired so far, I have to say, Wigan in this first half.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great kick from Isabel Rowe there. Obviously it isn't raining at the moment, but the ground is wet, which means that sometimes the ball won't sit up as well, and that's when it's allowed to roll. So no, really intelligent kick there.
Wait!
Super League Grand Final 2 weeks today. Don't forget, live on Sky Sports next weekend, Friday night, Salford against Lee in the Eliminator. 24 hours later, it's Warrington against Saints. Ball can't find Leah Burke, but it came off a Wigan hand. Leah Burke, 25 tries this season.
Hold! Go!
Plays the ball gingerly. Here is Kroll again. Just about manages to offload. And the referee is saying that it went forward. So a mistake there by Tammy Kroll. Wigan will get the ball back, and I think it's getting even more self-evident, Tara Jane, that Saints are not happy.
No, they're not happy, they're not comfortable. That is Shani's superpower, that offload, so she'll be really, really disappointed that it didn't come out. But again, we've got to play the conditions, and the conditions are that the ball will be wet, so things like that may not come off. So I think if Shani could relive that again, she'd definitely keep hold of that ball.
All broken early.
Well,
Don't wait before the ball's out.
They've also got a penalty here.
Back 10.
So Saints error scrum, first tackle. It was Bounce. Charlie Crowell giving away the initial penalty. Here come Wigan again. He'll be worried, Matty Smith. It's not going to plan. Yes, they're leading by 6 points to 4. But this is a performance, an epic performance, proportions from Wigan. Here is Georgia Wilson now. Wigan looking to hit the front. Karis Jones at hooker. Here is Jade Gregory. 10 yards away from the St Helens line.
Wait!
The busy Georgia Wilson in her second spell at Wigan. Here is Rowe. Long pass there, looking for Davis, but the ball goes to ground. And play will be stopped. I think Anna Davis thinking the ball had gone backwards. But it hasn't. Saints still leading by 6 points to 4. But they've been hanging on at times.
Yeah, absolutely, and I really like that option from Isabel Rowe, them long balls. If you notice, especially when they're coming down the field, Leah Burt likes to tuck in slightly, and Anna Davis is almost in clear field in front of her, so I can totally see why Isabel Rowe has thrown that ball, but in these conditions, it's got to be on the money. It's got to be right in Anna's hands for her to be able to catch it.
Well, Saints have looked vulnerable. That there's no doubt. Their defence has been superb this season. They conceded only 88 points. Which is around about 6 points a game. I think only twice have they conceded more than 10 points in a game this season. And that tells you everything you need to know, but they've got a penalty there. hanging on too much in the tackle. It's a relieving penalty. I think if Wigan are going to stay in this game and keep causing St Helens problems, they've got to cut down on the penalties and the mistakes. I think that's one of the messages that Dennis Betts, their coach, will be giving loud and clear at half-time. But he has turned this team around in 2024, and for him it's only the start of the journey. It's a project getting this Wigan team back to the very top of the women's game, as the men's team has been in the last 12 months, winning everything.
Yeah, for me it's the perfect balance of the younger players who are hungry, and for the likes of, they're coming up against some of the greats, Jodie Cunningham, Emily Rudge, and yeah, they'll have respect for them, but ultimately they'll just want to do well for the team. But for me, when you say project, it epitomises Dennis Betts in how it is a project by putting two 17-year-olds in at half-back. But as Anna Davis done an interview, and she mentioned that he brings confidence, and that's definitely what he's brought to the younger players in this squad as well as the experienced ones.
That was Darcy Stock with the initial run. Erin Stock, no relation. Erin's from Huddersfield, Darcy from St Helens. Harris again, and Gaskin will again go to that right wing. This time it's dropped by Davis, is it? Is the referee going to say it came off Davis first, or did it come off Leah Burke first? Well, the referee, Luke Bland, saying it came off Leah Burke first.
Yeah, I think, and if it did come off Anna, the trajectory of the ball went backwards, so I think in the 50-50 call, that's not a bad call.
Wigan Grand Final winners in 2018. Not a lot since. St Helens' most successful year, 2021, when they won the treble. That's what they're aiming for this year. Beat Leeds at Wembley, twice Leeds at Wembley to win the cup. Won the League Leaders' Shield, dropping only one game. And here they are, but they are in a real battle against the arch rivals Wigan in this semi-final. 6-4. I know a lot of people were expecting this to be really one-sided. Not a bit of it. Wigan have been outstanding, not more so than Vicky Molyneux, their captain. Last tackle, still just inside their own half of the field. Wilson, ball back for Izzy Rowe. Good kick downfield, taken on the bounce by Berry Salihi. But again, the Wigan chase is good and strong.
Yeah, and we have a saying at York that our chase needs to be 4+1, because obviously it's easy for edge to chase, but you need that middles, and she's leading from the front is Vic Moll. As soon as Berry Salihi took that ball, she was the first one to meet her. So that just shows that Vic Moll leads by example, which is great to have.
It's interesting, isn't it? Throughout the league, Vicky Molyneux was just known as playing Vic Moll.
Yeah.
When I was talking with Dennis Betts, that's when he was talking about Vicky Molyneux. It's just plain old Vic Moll.
Yeah, that is.
Everyone
it's the Vic
calls
Moll
it
way.
the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Here is Harrison. Now a chance for Erin Stock. Crucial moments in this semi-final. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Harris again. Arrows the kick towards the far side. It's allowed to bounce, but it comes off Leah Burke. It'll be fielded by Anna Davis, and Wigan will get possession back. Little worried look on the face of the St Helens coach, Matty Smith. It isn't all going to plan, but Wigan are the reason for that, because they've been outstanding.
Yeah, and the kicking continuously to that corner, which I honestly question, because you've got Anna Davis there who's absolutely fantastic at taking the high balls. I don't know whether they're working from their strengths, and Leah Burke is the one that they want to get the ball to. But for me, I just mix that up. It's been kicked there 3 or 4 times now, and they've had no success. So maybe coming down the right-hand side might just be a little more promising.
Here is Grace Banks. We'll talk about raising your game for the big games. Wigan actually come into this semi-final having lost 3 out of their last 4 in the regular season. Molly Jones gets the ball back to Georgia Wilson. Saints lost their first league game away at York. And they've won 13 on the spin since. They haven't been beaten since, because of course they went on to win the Challenge Cup. That's why they were odds-on favourite to win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we did St Helens a favour there by beating them, because they went on to have a very, very dominant season.
Yeah, first game of the season. Seems like well, it was a long time ago. Here is Paige Travis. Little known fact about Paige Travis, her cousin is the former world darts champion Michael Smith. He was always a big supporter of Paige.
Yeah, I've seen him a few times at the games, and obviously being in England camp with Paige, she's really proud of what he does, and she loves him supporting her.
As I mentioned, there are key moments before half-time. Wigan keep Saints out. They're banged in this. Even if they can see the try, they're still in it, but they won't want to concede. Gaskin finds Harris. Brought down. Quick play the ball. Here is Stott now, looking for a way through. Runs into Molly Jones. That's a fabulous tackle on the last. And Wigan again survived, but their defence has been absolutely outstanding. Molly Jones with a terrific tackle.
Yeah, they've been extremely dominant on the try line. Erin Stott, I don't know whether she was expecting that ball. I don't know whether they wanted to do the power play, but ultimately Molly Jones gets off a line and she makes good one-on-one contact there.
Well, here we come now with the last play, and they went to run it, but look at this crunch.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal tackle, and as I say, you've got to get off your line there, and that's one of our pet peeves at York Valkyrie is when you're doing your try line D, you've got to get up before you get out, no matter even if you're playing St Helens, who are phenomenal at switching the ball wide. You've got to get off your line.
This will be a big blow. Vicky Molyneux having treatment on her left forearm.
Yeah, and as I say,
if that's hurting,
it's not like Vitmol to go down.
Yeah, it would take something really, really bad for your friend Vic Moll to leave the field. She's been an inspiration. I think she just basically caught it in the tackle, didn't she, from the initial run from Naomi Williams. You saw Williams come up and just give her a tap before. They'll have a look at that at half-time. But pretty clear here that Molyneux will play on. It will take a lot to force her from the field.
Yeah, absolutely, and Vic Moll as a player, everyone has a lot of respect for her. She leads internationally, she leads obviously a team, she's a great presence to have. And that's why I reckon Naomi Williams obviously tapped her on the back of the head as a sign of respect.
7 minutes to half-time at the TW Stadium. Women's Super League semi-final. York Valkyrie, the defending champions, await the winners. York winning a thrilling semi at Headingley by 12 points to 10. But Wigan are giving it their all. They're giving it as good as they're getting from the best team, proved to be the best team in the women's game in 2024, the St Helens side. But Wigan have turned up, and they are really testing this St Helens side. Should be 6-all. Misconversion from virtually in front of the post from Izzy Rowe. They've had 2 or 3 other opportunities. Rowe's kick is charged down, and that will be at 6 again. Picked up by Fubista, who finished off a brilliant move to get Wigan's try just after Saints had taken the lead. So a bit of luck there for Wigan. 6 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, there's been two fifth tackle kicks there where there's been a bit of miscommunication. The one down in good ball and they managed to get the ball back, and then that one there where they've got the ball back again. But for me, they've just got to clean that up.
Interesting, Georgia Wilson has been playing at 9, has been playing at hooker, and she's causing a lot of problems for Saints. There is Rowe again.
Yeah, she actually started playing there. From what I can remember, the first time she started playing there was actually when we played them, when York played them, and she's really, really good there.
Oh, the kick over was a good one, and it was fumbled by Erin Stott, and Wigan now have a shot at Saints. There was another injury, a Saints player down this time, with a mistake from Erin Stott, and Saints here are going to have some defending to do up to half-time, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but if we look at Saints this season, they've prided themselves on having strong D. So we say at York Value, you're giving me the opportunity to defend, and that's hopefully the mentality that the St Helens players have got here. Just to obviously
Stevie
get off
Hook
the line.
looks like she's all right there, Tara Jane.
Yeah, I'm glad for that, because she's just come back from...
Well, she has. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
She's had a broken leg, and her first game of the season, or for a long, long time, for months, was last week when they played Barrow, scored 2 tries. Saints won 68-0 and has kept her place in the semi-final. Here is Jade Gregory now, but it's Wigan's turn to pepper that St Helens line. Can they get a try, which will send them in at half-time ahead? Wilson, they'll go to the right side. They'll look for Emma Davis, and here she is. Davis going for the corner. Brilliant tackle, Leah Berg. Well, 2 of the best wingers in the British game. One charging towards the line, one making a fabulous tackle.
We've got a fantastic little competition on our hands here, haven't we? Anna Davis and Leah Burke. Yeah, obviously both playing internationally, both wanting to be that winger in Las Vegas, and these are the games that you want to perform, and competitiveness wise they're at each other today, and it's great to watch.
Yeah, what an opportunity that's going to be for the best in the British game. England against Australia in Las Vegas in February. Tara's just hoping that somebody will ask her along.
Yeah, I'm never mind, ask me along. I'm getting in one of the cases.
Yeah, but what a chance that will be for some of the girls, and what an opportunity. And also it just shows you how far the women's game has come in this country in such a short space of time. I remember talking to Jodie Cunningham and Amy Hardcastle a couple of years ago, and they were sort of saying that the sport in this country is probably more about evolution than revolution, but it's turned out to be completely the opposite. Brilliant kick downfield, by the way, picked up by Grace Banks, but the way that the sport has come on and progressed has been, if you like, at double speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been fortunate to be in the England setup now since 2012, and before that, when I actually played with Faye Gaskin and Shani Crowell at Moorfield Angels, we used to go training at Morrison's car park, because we noticed that the shop closed at 7, but the lights were on till 8. So we genuinely trained on Morrison's car park. So just totally gone are those days, and it's absolutely fabulous to see where the game's at now.
Great tale. Tara Jane Stanley, Woman of Steel, York Valkyrie fullback, out injured at the moment. Our special guest here at the TW Stadium in what's been a terrific first half, by the way. 3 minutes to go to half-time. St Helens leading by 6 points to 4. On the last on halfway, and Wilson has to put it forward off the right of her boot, and I think in the end it's dropped by Fubisser, isn't it? Saints will get it back, but my, this has been a gripping first 40 minutes, and it's been a lot closer than a lot of people thought it would be.
Oh, absolutely, and I think obviously if you look back at the semi-final last year, when Leeds were playing Wigan at Headingley, and again it was right off Wigan. Leeds have definitely got this in the bag. They go into the final, and yeah, they did ultimately lose, but they definitely put a fight up, and yeah, for me, just obviously on this game, I'm a little bit disappointed on the fifth tackle options from Wigan. I think there's a little bit of a lack of communication there from Georgia Wilson and Fubisser. I don't know whether Fubisser told her not to give it to her, because she was asking, do you want it, before, but yeah, it's not crisp on those fifth tackle options. It's got to get better.
Yeah, Saints have been at 6s and 7s. They really have the most of this half. Here is Darcy's stop. It was Zoe Harris who dropped the ball a moment or two ago, but it did go backwards. Last minute and a half of the first half, but another set restart given away by Wigan. And
I'd have liked to see that ball go out the back.
yeah,
The fullback had numbered off wrong. The third retrieving player, Vic Moore, actually went to the wrong side. She was looking down and not at a fullback, so she went the wrong side.
well, Tara, that's 5 set restarts now that Wigan have given away. Cannot do that in any game, but in a semi-final.
Wait.
There is the try scorer for St Helens. Rudge plays the ball. Stop now. Brilliant tackle from Whitfield. Her arm may be hurting. That was another cruncher from Vicky Whitfield. Out it goes to the left-hand side. Gaskin looking for a way through. Can't offload. Wrapped up by Coleman. And eventually brought down Faye Gaskin. It is the last one. Motty's head finds Harris. Are they going to run it? No, Harris with a little kick through towards the try line and taking no chances at all, Grace Banks. But Wigan's defence again holding firm into the last 40 seconds of this half. 6 points to 4 it is. And it really has been a thrilling semi-final. But there is another of the Wigan teenagers given her chance by Dennis Betts in 2024. It was Harris with the kick. And it was well watched by the Wigan fullback. Here is Izzy Rowe. Kick downfield. Picked up eventually by Naomi Williams. One of 8 St Helens born players in the Saints side. This may be the last play of the first half, and it will be as the hooter goes. Motty's head has been brought down. And Dennis Betts, the Wigan coach, will be absolutely thrilled with the performance of his girls. Cut out the mistakes. They've given away 5 set restarts. Can't afford to do that. It was Emily Rudge who gave Saints the lead with a try after 14 minutes. And then the youngster, Jenny Fubister, rounding off a fantastic move for one of the tries of the season. But crucially, Izzy Rowe missed a kick from in front of the post, which means the half-time score in this semi-final is St Helens 6, Wigan 4.
What a game we have here at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Favourites St Helens are under the pump by the ever-growing Wigan Warriors. Dennis Betts there having a word with the ref. Hopefully we can find out exactly what the issue is from Danica Preem, who is on the touchline. But we have just witnessed one of the tries of the season. The Betfred Men's Super League playoffs begin on Friday when Salford hosts Lee in the elimination final. Coverage underway at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, we will see St Helens travel to the Halliwell Jones Stadium to take on Sam Burgess's Warrington Wolves. And then we are into the semi-finals where Hull KR hosts the highest-ranked qualifier before the lowest-ranked qualifier travel to the league leaders, the Wigan Warriors. The winner of those meet at Old Trafford in the grand final on Saturday, October 12th. See it all with us on Sky Sports. Right here at the Totally Wicked Stadium in the women's competition, the semi-final between St Helens and the Wigan Warriors. An early Emily Rudge try converted by Faye Gaskin gave St Helens a 6-0 lead. But then, my word, we saw one of the tries of the season, the year, maybe even the competition, by Jenna Fubister. The only difference is a missed conversion by Izzy Rowe. Dennis Betts at the break. We saw him have words with the ref. John, we now know why.
Yeah, he's a wily old fox, Dennis Betts. He knows doorstepping the referee on the way into the dressing rooms is smart. He's saying, give my side a chance. They're laying on in the ruck, and I'm being pinged. 5 set restarts against Wigan for that self-same thing. He's trying to influence the referee there to make sure that doesn't happen in the second half. Dennis Betts' gravelly voice is going 10 to the dozen.
What did you call him? A wiry old fox?
A wily
old fox. Okay, there you go. Well, it is time for the second half. Let's get back to your commentary team. It is currently 6-2. Stuart Pike and Tara Jane Stanley.
Yeah, don't you worry about it. Dennis Betts knows exactly what he is doing. The Wigan legend, just having a look back, 32 Great Britain caps, 7 league titles, 7 Challenge Cups, 12 other major trophies, Man of Steel, etc., etc. But a mistake from the kickoff from Izzy Rowe. They were going for the short kickoff, but I think it just came off the side of her boot.
Yeah,
Dennis Betts, you're saying, Tara, we'll be talking about no mistakes, and with the first kick of the half.
That wasn't good from Isabel Rowe. another example where she's just switched off when it comes to kicking and
hang on a minute. Moss's headed through. Brilliant run from Katie Moss's head, and it takes play to within 10 yards of the Wigan line. What a start to the second half this could be. Here is Gaskin now, out to the winger, Burke, and Burke will go in at the corner. Super League leading try scorer, Leah Burke, with her 26th of the season. They're just going to check whether she had her foot in touch, but a mistake from Wigan at the kick-off, and seconds later it appears Saints have scored. The video referee, Aaron Moore, will take a look.
So it's tackle 2, and we have an on-field cinema try, so we're checking touch and grounding, so we'll go slow on this, please. So Bert's going towards the line. And the ball is grounded. If we can just go on the touch angle, just to confirm her foot isn't in touch. So just go back, please. So yeah, her feet remain in the field of play. We'll just go back to the first angle, please. Not back on this one. And the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've seen all I need.
Well, a valiant effort it was by Anna Davis to stop Leah Burke, but she wasn't able to do it. And within a minute at the start of the second half, St Helens extended their lead. An absolute nightmare for Wigan, with the box kick-off from young Izzy Rowe, and Saints cashing in with Leah Burke's 26th try of the season.
Yeah, it's difficult to not feel that Wigan have handed St Helens 4 points there. Don't get me wrong, it was a great pass for Faye to Leah Burke, and a great run from Mottershead, as you can see here, breaking away, which obviously allowed for them to get the fast ruck and then build on the back of it. But yeah, it's extremely disappointing from Isabel, and I know that she'll be really disappointed in herself there with that kick-off.
Well, Leah Burke it was. Faye Gaskin off the touchline for St Helens. Just didn't have the power. But Saints lead by 10 points to 4, and if you're a coach, that really hurts, doesn't it? But you give Leah Burke a sniff, and Leah Burke will score.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see here, they noticed that it was a 4-on-4. Faye Gaskin skipped to B defender, which meant obviously it's created the overlap, and that's just put Leah Burke in the corner there. But as you say, not an easy try to score. Leah Burke obviously had a little bit to do, and she did.
So 10-4 it is. St Helens in the lead. Let's find out what was said at half-time. Let's go touchline to Danica.
Yeah, Matthew Smith says St Helens need to get back to their game plan as they're allowing Wigan to dictate. Pretty much that try says that they've got on the right foot. Dennis Betts, however, wants more of the same, with 2 pass plays that are working, but does not want the girls to let the occasion get the better of them. And a quick injury update: Phoebe Hook was taken off for a HI just before the break, but has passed and is now on the field. Thanks.
Danica, thank you. 10 points to 4. I just wonder, you know, Tara, that the kick-off there from young Izzy Rowe, I don't think she was going for a short kick-off. I think she just completely got it wrong, and it sliced off the side of her boot. But it's given St Helens the initiative. The perfect start to the second half, and Wigan have got to regroup here and do it all again, haven't they? Here's Zoe Harris now looking for field position. Not the best of kicks, but awkward nevertheless. Just about picked up by Grace Banks. But Wigan very much under pressure in these early stages now. What it has done is just given Saints a massive lift, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and it's created obviously a little bit of a gap in between the scoreboard. And yeah, Wigan wouldn't like that. Dennis is. I noticed that he's come down from the side. He was talking to some of the non-players, and he's come straight down to the sideline, which I love as a coach, in all honesty, to be on the sideline, to be in there feeling what the girls are feeling. But yeah, it's not what Wigan have wanted coming out.
Well, John Wilkin was saying at half-time that Izzy Rowe would have no fear, she'd get on with it. She missed an easy conversion in that second half, and here she is, and she'll just play the game. And that's what Dennis Betts has backed her and Jenna Fubiter to do all season. Play with no fear, and that's exactly what they've done. If you make a mistake, that's okay. You just get on with it. St Helens have that lead by 10 points to 4, and Wigan have got to come back. They've lost to Saints already twice this season, 24-8 on this ground, and you may remember a fabulous game at Wigan, Saints winning just by 16 points to 12. Here's Rudge again, and she's through. Emily Rudge, brilliant pace and power from Rudge. Got the try in the first half, and all of a sudden, at the start of this second half, the Saints get another set restart, their 5th of this game. Gaps are beginning to appear down the middle.
Yeah, they are, and if you look, we're going to find it really difficult to control, and that's definitely where St Helens are getting their momentum, is from those breaks down the centre, and it is disappointing when it does break down through the centre as a team. I know we at York pride ourselves on how great our forwards are.
That went backwards. Harris picks up the loose ball. Wilson with the initial tackle for Wigan. Here is Mottishead now. Gaskin on the charges. Travis, and she's just short-paged Travis of that try line. And look how close St Helens are to a second try in this second half. Mottishead again. Ball comes out. Opportunity for Rachel Woozy. And I think Rachel Woozy has scored, and St Helens have got another one. Rachel Woozy with the try, had the power. A young girl who was brought up watching St Helens from the terraces at Knowsley Road gets a big try in this semi-final, and St Helens lead now is stretched to 14 points to 4.
Yeah, great drop-off ball to Emily Rudge, and the contact just wasn't good enough from the Wigan player, and it allowed Emily to break through. And very similar to the first try that was scored, Katie Mottishead broke through, and then they built on through that, and it's pretty much identical in the sense that Faye Gaskin's the first ball receiver off the back, and then they play a sort of face ball, not to the winger but to the centre, and I think Anna Davis almost expects it to go to Leah Burke, and it doesn't, and that's obviously opened up that gap for the try.
It did amazing though, Tara. I'm sure you've played in games where this happens, when it's so close at half-time. It just takes one moment at the start of the second half, either a bit of magic or a mistake, and the whole feel of the game has changed, and it has here with the poor kick-off in the second half from Izzy Rose. Saints have scored 2 tries in 6 minutes and are now in control of this semi-final. Gaskin will have another go from the touchline, and this goes to the right of the post. So 2 tries in 6 minutes, and Saints lead 14-4.
Yeah, again, brilliant ball from Faye Gaskin, just that flat pass, and again, Rachel Woozy had a lot to do, and she managed to put the ball over the line, but yeah, pretty much, apart from the different try scorer, a carbon copy of what happened, and St Helens have scored more tries in the second half with 7 minutes than they did in the first.
Well, the big question now for Dennis Betts and his side, and poor Izzy Rose, sorry, another botched kick-off, and you've got to feel for the 17-year-old. You see her trying her absolute heart out. But 2 mistakes at the kick-off. St Helens will be handed it again. It was Rachel Woozy with the try. And Izzy Rowe again gets it wrong. You've got to feel for her at 17 years of age.
Oh, absolutely you do, but ultimately, no matter what age you are, she's taking on the responsibility of that, and she's stepping up, putting her hand up and saying, listen, I've got the boot, I'm going to kick off. And I questioned at first whether or not, when you did say you don't know whether she went for that short kick at first, because she did go long with the second kick, the restart, but for me, she is trying that short kick, and just don't.
Yeah, good advice from a goal kicker. Or a kicker, full stop, Tara Stanley. Here is Jodie Cunningham, Saints coming again, and you feel now that they do have control of the semi-final. They are about 20 yards out from the Wigan line. Last tackle, Gaskin this time switches the play, goes towards the corner, picked up well by Anna Davis. Wigan haven't had a sniff, have they, in the first 10 minutes of the second half?
No, they haven't. St Helens have got the foot on the throat of Wigan, and they just keep pressing down, and it's good to see now that Wigan have got the ball and they're able to come out. But again, when you look at field position, they're very deep in their own half. Let's just hope that Isabel Rowe can put put her foot to it and get it down the field.
Here with Georgia Wilson.
Stolen.
That'll be a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not
Ball
too sure
stolen
what for.
in the tackle by Cunningham and by Rudge, two of the most experienced players.
Yeah, she tried to sell that then, Jodie. Then she Oscar nominee there for not realising what happened, but yeah, ultimately Rudge has pulled that ball out. You can always tell, can't you, by how the ball comes out, whether it's a rip or it's a loose carry.
Qualified for the playoffs every year, the Women's Super League, St Helens. The semi-final record isn't good though, and they might be in trouble again here. Brilliant run down the far side from Elise Derbyshire. Wigan, you feel, have got to score next in this semi-final. Desperate defending from St Helens, who have the best defence in the competition, conceding an average of only 6 points per game all year. Here is Rowe, long pass out, picked up by Anna Davis. She knows where the try line is. Has she managed to get the ball down, or is she short? It's a fantastic tackle. There's bodies down all over the place. Couple of Saints players are down. Desperate defending, but it seems to have stopped a certain Anna Davis try.
Do you know what? I absolutely love that from Anna. I love watching a winger just back themselves. She's seen that she had about 4 or 5 St Helens players heading, making a beeline for her, and she just backed herself. And to be honest with you, I'd like that to go to the video ref.
Into the middle, where that circle is.
Just short. You can see there on the replay that it is
Defense.
clearly short, but brilliant defence from St Helens. Yeah, take nothing away from them.
Burke was there, wasn't she? And
yeah, they put the body on the
Scott
lines
came
there.
over.
Okay.
Travis Page with a crucial intervention to save a certain try. 9 times out of 10, you back Anna Davis from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe and not against 4 or 5 determined St Helens defenders, but you know, she's finished very similar tries off this season, so absolutely you back her.
Hold.
There is Cunningham. There she goes again for the line, Davis. But I think initially it was Gaskin who got across, wasn't it?
Yeah, she just needs longer arms, bless her. She's she's got long arms as it is, but yeah, that would have definitely helped scoring that try.
Here is Megan Williams getting her first taste of the semi-final. St Helens leading by 14 points to 4. 2 tries in the second half. Harris kicks downfield, picked up by Anna Davis. Leah Burke does really well.
Hold.
Georgia Wilson went over to play in the Queensland Cup in Australia. Try her luck over there, back for a second spell with Wigan.
Hold. Go.
Karis Marsh back on. Here is Rowe. Fubister, who scored that fabulous try in the first half. Yeah, I was just saying before that Wigan break, Saints have played in 5 semi-finals before today. They've won only 1.
Yeah, and they've came up against the Masters at semi-final to Leeds Rhinos the year before, and I remember that game. It looked like it was going to be St Helens that win, and then Leeds went on to pip it.
Yeah, golden points extra time.
Yeah, absolutely, but yeah, there's just a different feel around St Helens this year. The Spine have been very fortunate to be very lucky when it comes to injuries, so they've had very similar people around them. They've got a new feeling in how strong they defend and how dominant they are in contact. So for me, this year definitely never write off the Saints as we have done before.
Well, they have been the team to beat, for sure.
4. Move now, Keris. Wait.
Well, how true has that been down the years? Never write off the Saints. I wonder whether that will apply again when they play Warrington on Saturday.
5.
Live on Sky Sports Friday night. Salford Lee elimination playoffs Saturday. Warrington against Saints. Good kick downfield by Harris, and I think in the end It may well have been kicked out of play by Elise Derbyshire. She was taking no chances. It was an awkward kick, wasn't it, from Harris?
It was a very awkward kick, and finally they decided to kick down that side. It seems to me they were kicking down Anna's side. I don't know whether that's just predominantly because obviously Faye Gaskin kicks that way and she's that right side half, but it shows there that they got a little bit of luck from it.
Couldn't take any chances and didn't, but it means Saints are piling up again and piling the pressure on. Here is Paige Travis. Just 3 yards away from the try line. Motty's head goes on her own. Good defence once again by Wigan. Gaskin finds its way to Jodie Cunningham. Brilliant tackle this time from Mary Coleman. Gaskin again, and we go to the right. Here's Harris, little run around move. Harris has got support inside from Erin Stott. Right on the try line. Last tackle. What have Saints got up their sleeve? They've got Motty's head going on her own towards the line. It was well read by Wigan. They keep Saints out. Good tackle coming in from Vicky Molyneux. Also Molly Jones. Saints come up short, and Wigan are still fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the holding on for dear life, aren't they, bless them? But I sense a little frustration from there from Faye Gaskin. Just before the hooter went at half-time, Jodie went over and spoke to her because she was screaming for that ball as she was then, and it never come to her. Katie backed herself, and in those situations, you've just got to go with ultimately the 9 touches the ball first, and you've just got to obviously communicate that you want that ball. And yeah, I just sense there's a little bit of frustration there from Faye.
14 points to 4. Coming up for 16 minutes gone in the second half. 2 quick-fire tries for Saints at the start of this second half have turned this game on its head. But here comes Fubisser again for Wigan. They are midway inside their own half, and it is the last one. And it goes back to her partner in crime, Izzy Rowe. Will kick this towards the left touchline, but it's picked up by Burke. Great tackle from Davis. They are having a ding-dong battle on the wing. Anna Davis and Leah Burke, 2 of the very best in the business.
Absolutely, and I think Anna feels like Leah Burke's one up at the moment with obviously scoring her try, and Anna not quite managing to. So yeah, it's a great battle out there.
14 points to 4. Hold. St Helens looking to the treble, which they managed to achieve in 2021. Megan Williams and Motty's head again. Harris, and here is Cunningham. Cunningham with the ball out for Rudge, who's brought down just shy of the touchline, 15 yards out. Stott it is at dummy half. Harris, looks like there's far too much on that from Zoe Harris, and there is. So Wigan survives the Saints' threat once more. They'll get a 7 tackle set from their own 20, but the clock is ticking, and they're trailing 14-4 in the semi-final. As it stands, St Helens will play York here at the TW Stadium in the Women's Grand Final 2 weeks today. But there is still 22 minutes to go. Oh, dearie me. Caris Marsh with the error from the play of the ball. And I just wonder whether Wigan are just running out of steam a little here in this second half. Too many mistakes again. And there's another gifting St Helens. Good field position. Frustration for Dennis Betts. He should be very proud of what his team has achieved so far. Grace backs down in backfield.
Yeah, ultimately when we talk about the errors and not so much the penalties that Wigan have given away, it's the unforced errors, i.e. the errors from Isabel Rowe's kickoff, and then obviously that one there from Caris Marsh. But yeah, I know Caris, and she'll be very, very disappointed in that. She prides herself on making sure that when she is at 9 that everything's really slick and she gets the basics right, which is the epitome of, I believe, Wigan. They just want to get the basics right, and that's what Dennis has brought in. So yeah, she'll be disappointed in that.
As you can see at the bottom of the screen, all roads leading to Old Trafford on Saturday, the 12th of October. But before that, the Women's Super League final 2 weeks tonight. Looks like being Saints against York. The Saints have got another set restart. That's 6 in their favour in this match so far.
Yeah, the referee's not listened to Dennis Betts at half time, has he? Because I think that's been at least 2 this half as well.
Picked up by Burke. Great chase and tackle by Izzy Rowe.
Hold. Go.
Here is Jodie Cunningham. Not the best of passes, but it bounces kindly for Mottishead. She's made a difference, hasn't she, Katie Mottishead, since coming on?
Yeah, she always does. She plays very, very differently to Tara Jones. She's very quick off the ruck. She'll take her chances, as you can see when they're on the line there, and she took it on 5th tackle. She is a very different player, and she's great off the bench as well. You almost ride the wave of St Helens, and then she
with
comes
the kick
on.
Forward, under pressure again. This time from Phoebe Hawke, and again, Elise Derbyshire taking no chances at all. Well, certainly, you've got to say that Zoe Harris has come into her own, especially with the boot in this second half. The kicking has been much, much better.
Yes, it has, and I hate to say I told you so, but mentioned in first half that obviously Anna Smith is extremely experienced, and I believe that Ellis Derbyshire's only been in the squad this season consistently. So for me, the ball should have gone there a little earlier. It's gone there twice now, and they've got the repeat set. They've got the silver medal. So for me, yeah, that's definitely something that they've recognised, and Zoe and Faye complement each other massively. She did mention in her interview when she was nominated for Woman of Steel how important Zoe is, and it's showing now.
Here is Faye Gaskin, try scorer in this second half. Rachel Woozy. Mottishead now, and this time the ball goes to ground, and it's Naomi Williams who puts the ball down. And Wigan still fighting, and the clock is still ticking. We're just over the hour mark in this semi-final at the TW Stadium. Saints 14-4 in front, but coming up with mistakes of their own. Is there a feeling that Wigan can find a way back?
Listen, there's 10 points in this. The tries have come off one error, and obviously they've finished it from there, but I do feel like St Helens are throwing the ball, and there's the ball gone down there, unfortunately. Just good contact there from St Helens, but Saints are sort of coming into their own, but then they're throwing balls to the ground, and this is where Wigan need to realise that they're a little shook, and the referee looks like he's given the penalty to Wigan.
Was he saying that it came off of St Helens' hand?
Yeah, I think in the contact.
Have a little look at that. By the way, back play, Leah Burke was getting some treatment, but she looks like she's okay. Let's have a look at this. It came to Molly Jones. Did it come off of St Helens' hand, or?
Do you know what? They're tough, them. Yeah, they are tough, them ones. It's hard to take as a player when you ultimately tackle someone and the ball comes out, and then you're deemed that you've knocked on, even though you've not a possession of the ball. So, yeah, it's a tough one to take, but ultimately it's Wigan's ball.
It is. With 18.5 minutes to go in this semi-final, Wigan have put up a valiant, heroic performance, and whatever happens, the future certainly looks good. Under Dennis Betts going forward, it's all about building, he said, all about progress, but there's a mistake again. It's another mistake, and this time it was Ruby Hunter who lost the ball just over halfway, and they are being the undoing of Wigan in this second half.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that ball goes to ground, and it must be still slippy, which I imagine it is since that shower earlier on. But yeah, unfortunate there, and Wigan just have to, like, I want the leadership players out there to just remind them that it is only 10 points. I've just noticed now that Leah Burke's gone down for a second time.
This is a worry. This is a worry, especially if there's a grand final a couple of weeks ago. It looks like she's holding her right knee. So there's maybe some pressure behind the knee. I think if Matthew Smith is getting the message from the pitch, he's not going to take any chances, is he?
No, absolutely not, and it is going to be a tough decision for Matty Smith to make, but ultimately if this is something that Leah can shake off in a couple of weeks, then he needs to take her off now.
Yeah.
Because she is so vital in that winger role, and they've definitely missed her when she hasn't played, when she was obviously coming back for her ACL. She's come back and then she broke her hand in the Origin game.
Yes.
And she was out for a couple of games then, but yeah, especially with the mentality of Lee, you don't want her coming back from such a big injury, and then obviously with a hand, you don't want her playing on an injury, not so much physically, but for what's in between her ears at the end of the day.
It was really interesting. You might have got a glimpse there of Leah Burke saying, "Strap it, it's okay, strap it, I'll have a go," and that's exactly what they're doing. But as you say, it's whether you take a chance with your leading try scorer, one of your real strike weapons going forward. Leah Burke came from Lee, very much a big part of this St Helens side. Used to be a gymnast, didn't she? Used to be a top gymnast in her younger days. Now one of the best wingers in the British game. But she is all strapped up and she's having a go and she's playing on.
Yeah, and you talk about Leah Burke being a gymnast there, and you can see her jumping up and down on it, which is good to see. But little story, I used to, when we used to do England testing, I'd always get the top on the jumping score, and then Leah Burke comes as a gymnast and she's virtually touching the roof. I was absolutely gutted.
Coming up for St Helens, one more try, I'm sure they feel will be enough. 17 minutes to go. 14 points to 4. They have been in a real game, St Helens. We're going to put up one heck of a show. Ball goes back in for Tammy Crowell, back on the field for the last 15 minutes or so. Right in front of the post. 10 minutes out, 10 yards out from the line. Gaskin again. And here is Burke, but just couldn't hang on to the ball. It was a looping pass from Rachel Woozy. I don't think anybody would have been able to get their hands on that.
Yeah, that was a massively missed opportunity. Obviously, poor skill from Woozy there to Leah, but if you notice that when the third man retreat come, Grace Banks sent her over to the other side, which actually left them short, so they had 4v5, so it was a definite try there if the ball could get to Leah Burke's hands.
Well, St Helens are 16 minutes away from the grand final against the defending champions York on this ground in 2 weeks' time. Wigan have got to score twice to get back in this game, but they haven't seen much of the ball, certainly close to the St Helens line in this second half. But they have given it a real go. Here is young Rowe. Ball will find its way to Davis. Davis with how about that? For a tackle from Rachel Woozy. Looked like Anna Davis was going to get away. Brilliant tackle from Woozy. Wigan come again with Mary Coleman. Last one though, and they're only just inside the Saints half of the field. They were looking for a set restart. They didn't get it. Izzy Rowe with a kick over the top. It'll be taken well by Barry Salihi. And all about game management now. Saints have just got to see this out.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and they've got two of the best kickers in Women's Super League in Zoe Harris and the distance of Faye Gaskin's boot. So for me now it's all about territory. You know how dominant they are in D. Keep the ball down that side and then just D well. That's definitely something that I'd be saying if it was York Valkyrie in this situation.
Paige Harris it was who was brought down. Tara Jones back on for St Helens. And here is Shani Crowell.
Move! Hold! Go!
14 points to 4 with just over 14 minutes to go. Vicky Whitfield on the charge again. Last one though for St Helens this time. And here is Zoe Harris. Again, aims straight for Elise Derbyshire. This time the Wigan winger takes it well, and she was nearly away, wasn't she? Great tackle by Phoebe Hook. Here is the fullback Grace Banks now for Wigan. Saints have won the League Leaders' Shield. They've won the Challenge Cup at Wembley, and they're 14 minutes away from a grand final. Rowe can't get past Gaskin. Good tackle.
Really good tackle, but 3 carries that and they're already over halfway. That's pretty impressive from Wigan.
Coleman again. She was originally banned for this game, wasn't she? But they managed to get the grading reduced, so she's free to play. No doubt they've missed Eva Hunter, though, who is suspended for this game. Here is Banks. Molly Jones at dummy half. But again, it's the last one. They're going to have to gamble at some stage, Wigan, if they want to get back into this game. And that's an easy take for Leah Burke, but who's there to bring her down? Her old adversary, Anna Davis.
Yeah, and I question whether Leah's moving comfortably then. She's obviously backed herself mentally on the outside, but it was like upper body yes, lower body no. And that ultimately that made the tackle from Anna quite easy.
It looks like it's Saints' game, but still 13 minutes to go, and you just never know if Wigan can just find some strike. They certainly troubled Saints several times in the first half. Tara Jones from dummy half. Good run. Ball goes backwards to the influential Zoe Harris, and she has been in this second half and nearly causing problems for Elise Derbyshire. Juggle, but managed to hang on.
Yeah, that was a good take. That as it's not easy, as we've seen some of the loose carries and the knock-ons going to ground. The ball still is slipping from the rain, and yeah, it's. I think you can definitely see in her face that she was thankful that she caught that in the second attempt.
You think you do plenty of times at fullback.
Yeah, yeah, and you know
dropping
what?
the ball as well as catching
yeah,
it.
Tell me about it. Absolutely, I've dropped my fair share, and that's why ever when any fullback or winger drops the ball, I'm the last to say, listen, it happens to the best of us, because it really does.
Wigan have dropped it again, and it kind of sums up their second half. Saints celebrating. It was Grace Banks who couldn't hang on to it. A little inside pass. Good pressure from Jodie Cunningham.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the fact that they're coming back against the grain, but when you've got Grace Banks coming up against Jodie Cunningham, and she already were on a front foot there, Jodie, ultimately it was going to be a really good tackle, and or it was going to be a drop ball, and unfortunate for Wigan, it came out with a drop ball.
But it looks like the England captain, Jodie Cunningham, is going to lead her side into a grand final. Cramp for the teenager Izzy Rowe, nominated for Young Player of the Year. Been playing since she was 6 years of age. Fair to say she loves this sport.
Absolutely, that's only since 6. Yeah, played very young, but she's only been playing for 11 years. Like, it's just absolutely insane that obviously she took this responsibility on, and Dennis Betts has full faith in her. But yeah, she shouldn't be ashamed in her performance today. Yeah, there's a couple of errors, but ultimately she has led from the front for this Wigan side.
Saints have been given a real test, but they look like they're going to come through it. 11 minutes to go. I'm sure Matty Smith won't be totally pleased with everything that he's seen, but as you well know, in a semi-final it's all about the win. The rest will follow. The win is all that matters. And there is Rudge trying to find a way through. Close to the try line. Saints looking for the score that would surely win it. Jones it is, picked up low down by Cunningham. Here is Paige Travis now looking for a way through. She was trying to find, she was looking out for a winger, Leah Burke. Complaining again that she was being held down. Gaskin puts the kick through towards the line. That was good defence. Superbly taken by young Jenna Fubister. 10 minutes to go, 14-4. Time running out for Wigan Warriors. Here is Elise Derbyshire.
Yeah, I must mention that Jenna Fubister has been absolutely phenomenal today. Another error there, unfortunately, from Anna.
It again. They have. It may well have. Was it Anna Davis this time? It was.
Great contact from Rachel Woozy though, and she comes from a rugby union background, and we noticed the tackle that she made on Anna earlier on, and now obviously that tackle there. She's got that experience in those tackle techniques to get under the ball, and ultimately that's led to it dislodging it from Anna.
She went away to rugby union to play for Sale. She's come back to rugby league to play for St Helens. And she's closing in on the grand final, Rachel Woozy. 9.5 minutes to go at the TW Stadium. Saints leading 14-4, but knowing surely one more try will be enough to take them through to the grand final. They suffered heartache in the semi-finals 12 months ago here, beaten by Leeds in golden points extra time. Vicky Whitfield, strong as always.
She does exactly what it says on the tin, doesn't it? As a prop, she just runs so direct.
Gaskin, Cunningham now with a long pass out for Burke, and Burke will win it for St Helens. Leah Burke, Super League's top try scorer, gets her second try. St Helens fourth, and that will do it. St Helens are on their way to the Super League grand final. Leah Burke with try number 27 this season. And Saints are going to be 80 minutes away from the treble.
And that is exactly why Leah Burke said, strap it up, because I can carry on, because she knows there's very, very few people that could go on the outside of Anna so easily there. Yeah, it's obviously unfortunate that Anna was just a little bit tucked in, but absolutely great work from Leah Burke.
Fabulous pass from Jodie Cunningham. Have a look at this. Yeah. Almost a no-look pass, wasn't it? But Leah Burke, you won't stop her from there. And Matty Smith knows it's job done for him. For St Helens, League Leaders Shield, Challenge Cup, grand final spot now, 27 tries this season. It's been a right battle between Leah Burke and Wigan's Anna Davis today, but it's Leah Burke who's going to come out on top. 8 minutes to go, 18 points to 4. It looked like she's going to have to leave the field with a knee injury. But Dennis Betts will be extremely proud. His girls have performed heroically. Not many gave them a chance. A lot thought it would be a rout. Not a bit of it. Gaskin off the touchline. Is it going to be third time lucky for Faye Gaskin? Just underneath the stick. She's had 3 kicks in the second half, all off the touchline, and she's been close on all 3 occasions. But this is the try that wins the semi-final.
Yeah, it's a brilliant pass from Jodie Cunningham to recognise that Anna was a little tucked in, and Leah had the space to exploit on the outside. And yeah, but it's not easy to throw a pass like that. You've got to make sure that it's in front, to obviously make sure that the winger has the momentum to be able to do what they can do on the end. So no, great pass from Jodie Cunningham there, and great finish from Leah Burke.
There were 7 minutes to go. You've also got to say hats off to Wigan for the way that they've turned up in this semi-final.
Yeah, Dennis Betts said in an interview that his goal was to make sure that he closes the gap between the top 3 and them, and he's absolutely succeeded in that, and that's why he's up for Coach of the Year. But yeah, they should be very respectful on how they have performed today. Yeah, there's been a few errors. Yeah, it hasn't been perfect, but
hang on, Tara Jones is away. Look for support.
Yeah, for me, Wigan have scored try of the year.
Yeah, they're looking a little tired now, Wigan. St Helens have dominated this second half. Jodie Cunningham again. Little kick through from Gaskin, chased towards the line. Wigan survive. Here is Anna Davis. Looked a little high. Around the shoulder, says the referee. Luke Bland, and on we go. 6 minutes to go. St Helens against York Valkyrie, the defending champ. There is Faye Gaskin suffering from a little bit of cramp. Is Faye Gaskin going to go out on a high with a grand final win, retiring at the end of the season? Here is Jones for Wigan. What a grand final it promises to be. Saints against York, the defending champions, 2 weeks today on this very ground.
I just noticed that they've just took Jodie Cunningham off. She's worked very hard today and deserves a little breather, but I imagine, and Matty Smith said, it's in preparation for those 2 weeks, and then we've got seen Faye Gaskin go down there, and I don't know.
Here is the elusive Berry Salihi. Does well. A teenager. 5 minutes to go.
I don't know whether they'll make the choice here to take Faye off. I don't think so. I think she'll want to finish this game with 5 minutes on the clock. But yeah, I'd definitely look after that cramp if I were her.
She's put in a heck of a shift, hasn't she? Here is Tara Jones. Darcy stop.
Wait.
Is it icing on the cake time for St Helens? This time they go to the right-hand side. Zoe Harris, and here is Rudge on the charge. There's Phoebe Hook. That was well read by her opposite number, Elise Derbyshire. Great tackle.
It's okay.
Yeah, Harris has to take the tackle.
Surrender. Stand, that's 5.
Last one, it is.
Hold.
I think we know where this is going.
Gaskin puts the kick forward, and it's a knock on. Oh, that was a touch unlucky.
What do you want it?
The Saints are going to get the ball back. Interesting to know that one of your former colleagues, York player, England international, now playing in Australia, Holly Dodd, is up in the early hours watching this in Canberra.
Yeah, she is, and I tell you what, I'm glad she was, because a lot of us York Valkyrie players get up for her games, but no, she wouldn't miss it for the world. She's very, very close with a lot of the York Valkyrie, and I was mentioning before to yourself that when she comes over to England, we treat her like a York Valkyrie player, even though she can't play any games for us.
Now Harris trying to get the ball out, picked up by Rachel Thompson. Got to mention Rachel Thompson, a veteran for Wigan, by the way. She one of, I think, 4 or 5 players who actually played in the 2018 Grand Final when Wigan won and scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, I've known Rachel for a very long time. Yeah, she's a fantastic character off the field, is Rachel Thompson, and yeah, she was unfortunate with a knee injury, and she's come back into a side that are obviously phenomenal this year, and I think it's definitely helped her grow into that leadership role along with Vic Moll and Georgia Wilson as well. Obviously, you mentioned her coming back from Australia, but she's another one that I know these youngsters will turn to.
Well, it's looking good, isn't it, for Dennis Betts and for his Wigan side? Done really well this year. The future looks good. He loves it, by the way. He was telling me that you know, because of all sorts of reasons, that he only probably gets about 2.5 hours a week on the training pitch with the girls. But he's making full use of it. They really have.
Absolutely,
they've punched above their weight, haven't they? They have.
Yeah, absolutely, they've punched above the weight this season, and yeah, they should be very proud. They have been the epitome of the crest that they've got on the shirt. The Wigan, they've definitely played the Wigan way, and as I say, he's unleashed those superpowers in some of these girls. And you mentioned before that it is a project, and he's ticked the box and wanted what he wanted to do this season. But ultimately, there's great things coming for Wigan Warriors.
Harris. Rudge on the charge, scored St Helens' first try in the first half. Last tackle, Harris again, kick towards the line, bounces back to Zoe Harris, goes backwards again, but taken into touch by Erin Stott. It won't matter, we've got 90 seconds to go, and it is going to be St Helens against York in the grand final.
Yeah, it is in 2 weeks' time, 6th of October, back here. Obviously with the York Valkyrie, and I think, especially with this result, I think it's shown for both sides, York and St Helens, where they can exploit each other. They've both not been perfect games. They've definitely had that playoff feel.
Should be a fantastic game, confirming that. Sky Sports Plus for St Helens against York Valkyrie, the Women's Super League Grand Final. 2 weeks today, we'll be on there at 4 o'clock, and Matty Smith has got 2 weeks to prepare his girls to go for grand final glory and the treble in 2024. We've got less than 40 seconds to go. 2 tries from Leah Burke, taking her tally to 27 for the year. All important. Wigan have given it a massive go. They trailed only 6-4 at half-time, but an error from the kick-off at the start of the second half has kind of changed it all, because Saints, seconds later, went down the other end of the field, and Burke got her first try.
do you know what? They're still going for it here, aren't they? They're absolutely showing what they've displayed all season. They're putting the heart into it. They're wearing the heart on the sleeve, and they're just going for it. Even then, that was a great kick. Ultimately, it's the same thing.
Here it's going to be the last play of the game of this semi-final, and it is victory for St Helens. They lost their first game of the season away at York, and well, a few words and a few pushing and shoving at the end. Paige Travis was not very happy. She was the one who drove the ball up at the end. She's been led away by Faye Gaskin. Smiles still for St Helens. They lost that first game at York. They then won 13 on the spin in the regular season, and they've now won again here. They have beaten Wigan by 18 points to 4. And they will play York in that grand final 2 weeks tonight here at the TW Stadium. Celebrations for St Helens, commiserations for Wigan. But Wigan have stood up and they've been counted in this season. And for Dennis Betts, much to look forward to. For Wigan, the season is at an end. For St Helens, there's one big game to go. Saints against York in the grand final. St Helens have beaten Wigan by 18 points to 4.